Hey, how's it going? Today we're going to talk about cookbooks. I have an addiction, and I'm proud of it. I have about 300 cookbooks in my collection. People always don't believe me until they see the 3 full bookshelves I have and the stack of books next to my bed. I love cookbooks. I love collecting them. I love looking at them. I love using them for reference. I love just having them. So here are my top 10 books to buy this year. These are the favorites I have at this exact moment. During summer it may change, and then maybe during winter it's going to change. And there's my shaker cup. As Casey would say, this is very on brand for me. Alright, now this is in absolutely no order whatsoever. This is just a stack of cookbooks that I grabbed off my shelf that I love. And we're going to start with Homegrown by Matt Jennings. We met through the wonderful world of Instagram and Twitter, and we had to work together one time at an event. He's an amazing human being. He's done so much for the industry. I think he's given more than he's gotten, and he produced an amazing cookbook. Homegrown is like cooking from my New England roots. There's some New England classics in here, and it goes beyond New England clam chowder or clam chowder bowls and whatnot. This is an amazing book. There's a lot of good recipes in it. He signed it, so this one is very, very special to me. It has a few stories in here about himself and his life. Also, the foreword is by Andrew Zimmerman, which is, amazing. One of my absolute favorite recipes in here is the beef and pork meatloaf with crispy onion rings. This book is packed full of recipes that Matt is either known for or grew up eating, which is very special for a chef to share the food that you grew up eating. This is definitely on the buy list this year for Christmas. And next up, Arabia by Reem. Also, I'm lucky enough to know Reem. She cooks here in Oakland. She also has a restaurant in San Francisco, and she's in the process of opening up a 3rd location. This is the recipes from the life of an Arab in diaspora. It's a beautifully illustrated book. The pictures in here are just so full of color. There's some great stories in here, and again, this is food from a chef. She's cooking from her heart. She's cooking food that she grew up eating, food that she loves, and sharing her life with you. I've had the pleasure of working with Reem a few times for different events. She's an amazing human being, an amazing chef. She has a way with flavors that's amazing. She is definitely a magician in the kitchen, and her flatbreads are perfection. So definitely pick this up this year for someone or for yourself. Next up, cocktails. Smuggler's Cove. Smuggler's Cove is a bar here in the Bay Area. It is pretty much the forefront of tiki cocktail culture right now. There's been a resurgence of the tiki era cocktails coming forward, and which is great because you get to see there's more to tiki than just Mai Tais and zombies. It's a deeper history to it that goes back a couple centuries, honestly. It has a lot of beautiful, simple recipes that you can follow at home. Some of the ingredients are a little difficult to get at your local liquor store or even supermarket, but you can get them mostly through Curiata. There'll be a link down below. And it has some histories in here. And one of my favorites is the Agricole Guava Cooler, which is just the guava soda, lime juice, liquor 43, spice liqueur, and then an Agricole rum and Angostura bitters. Like, super simple, but it is absolutely delicious. It's a beautifully done book. You should definitely pick it up this season. Next up, we have Sean Brock and South. This is an excellent book by world-renowned chef Sean Brock, who has brought a lot of attention to the Appalachian Mountains and the food of the South to more of the mainstream people who are watching Food Network or Chef's Table. My absolute favorite dish from this book is the grilled asparagus and crackling salad. South shows that the Southern cuisine is more than just barbecue and fried foods. It shows that there is the heartland of the country is farmland, no matter where it is in this country. All the links to buy these, and the current price at the recording of this video will be in the description below. Cook Real Hawaii by Sheldon Simeon. And I absolutely adore this book because the man who helped raise me was Hawaiian born. He meant a lot to me, and he showed me a lot about what it is to be a cook. He was always in the kitchen and showed me how to fish, how to hunt, all those things. The food that is in this book takes me back to my childhood in many, many ways. And you're going to hear me repeat this a few times over, but with all these books. But this book is just so beautifully illustrated. That's a common theme with these books, with cookbooks these days. It's not just recipes. Like, you have these just beautiful, colorful pictures and showing the landscapes and everything about the food. Sheldon's an amazing chef from Hawaii, who, if you remember, was on Top Chef. My favorite dish in this book is the Portuguese bean soup, something my grandfather would make all the time. My grandfather was half Hawaiian, half Portuguese, and this is something that takes me back. It's a hearty, delicious, meaty stew that is always better the day before it goes bad, as my grandma used to put it. And we would always serve it with King's Hawaiian rolls and a side of the Hawaiian chili water or Tabasco. This book really does show that Hawaii is paradise on earth through the pictures of the food, along with some of the landscape pictures they have, and the beautiful story of Sheldon being in Hawaii and dedicating his entire life and career to the preservation of Hawaiian food and culture. Definitely pick this one up. Next up we have The Latin Road Home by Jose Garces. Jose Garces is an incredible chef who was on Iron Chef America at one point, when it was still on Food Network. The foreword in this book is by Jose Andres, so you can't get a much better person to write a foreword for you than him, really. A lot of people think when they hear Latin food or Latin American food, they just think Mexican, and it's not the case. There's a wide variety of foods in Latin America, and this one is broken up into a few sections of Ecuador, Spain, Cuba, Mexico, and Peru, which is beautiful because it shows how closely related all the cuisines are while being so completely different from each other. And again, my favorite one in this book is the salt cod and legume chowder, which is something, and again, that I grew up eating. Salt cod is a huge part of Portugal. We eat a lot of salt cod, also known as bacalhau. So definitely pick this one up. Back to cocktails. This one is called The Cocktail Chameleon by Mark Addison. The best way I could describe this book is that it is like an encyclopedia of cocktails. So you have 12 cocktails in here with 12 variations and 144 signature cocktails. So you have chapters here of the Bloody Mary, Margarita, Champagne cocktails, Martini, Old Fashioned, Collins, Punch, Cooler, Manhattan, Sangria. And it's all broken up like that, and you have each one Bloody Mary, and you have 12 unique variations. Again, beautiful pictures in this book. So for the cocktail enthusiast at home, or even a professional bartender, this is a book to get because it's an excellent reference book to have on your shelf, where if you're looking for a party cocktail that you want to have, or if you're looking for new ideas for your bar, this is definitely something to pick up. Next up, Try This at Home by Richard Blais. This is an easy to follow book. Richard Blais was also on Top Chef. He's been on a number of Food Network shows. He has a podcast you should definitely listen to. It's amazing. This book goes from very beginner to very advanced. Some cooking techniques in here. Definitely worth picking up. It is a very fun cookbook. If you know Richard Blais' food, or have you watched him on TV, he is very much someone who shares the same soul as Heston Blumenthal of why can't we play with our food and then eat it. Favorite recipe that I've done a few times is Vidalia onion rings with beer mustard. Who doesn't like an onion ring? Come on, it's delicious. With the beer mustard recipe in here, follow it word for word, and it comes out perfect every single time. Barbecue broiled oysters with chorizo and green apple. That's delicious. Simple and delicious food, and also it's creative and fun. So definitely one to pick up. Next up, cocktail book from a really good friend of mine, Julia. She is an amazing bartender and a very witchy woman. She has Wishcraft Cocktails. Each one of these cocktails is delicious. Actually, we did a couple here before she moved. Each cocktail in here is written as a spell to cast on yourself. And as we know, liquor can be magical. The Black Cat is one of my favorites. I've made a few times here. She's using anise liqueur, fresh sage, Angostura bitters, nettle hyssop syrup, which is a recipe in here, activated charcoal and rye whiskey. Oh, and some Fernet Branca, and it comes out this beautiful like charcoal black color. Absolutely delicious, and it's supposed to help with the energies of reversal, luck, wishes, and spirituality. It's a very witchy and fun book. She takes it very seriously, and I support that in her. This book is beautifully done. The pictures in it, the colors, the vibrance, and there are cocktails for every season in here. Definitely worth picking up. It's a beautiful book, and also I have to support my friends, so please pick this up this season. And number 10, the last one. This one just came out. The Southern-inspired home cooking from a Northern kitchen. Northern Soul by Justin Sutherland. And the foreword in this one is by Kwame, another top chef. This is a very easy to use book. It's well thought out, it's well written, broken down to spices, sauces, and rubs, then into pickles, then appetizers, sides, soups and salads, sandwiches, mains, cocktails. It's all in here, and it's all from the standpoint of Justin being born and raised in the North, but having a Southern heart. So there's, Cajun seasoning, how to make that properly. My absolute favorite recipe in this book is the Carolina barbecued pork sandwich. And he does an excellent job of breaking it down so that you can make it at home. And also, because this has some cocktails in here, the coffee-infused Boulevardier. Boulevardier is one of my favorite cocktails of all time, and this one has a beautiful just coffee flavor to it. I've made it a few times here at the house. Might have to make that on the channel. Of course, giving Justin full credit for it. Not only does this book have a lot of classic recipes in it, it has a lot of twists done by Chef Justin. Highly recommend this book. It's a beautiful book. It just came out this year, so definitely pick this one up. And there you go. That is my 10 books that you need to buy this season for Christmas. Give them as gifts to others, or give them to your gifts to yourself. For the person who loves to cook, the professional chef, or the professional bartender, these are all great choices. Affiliate links for all of the books are in the description below, with the current pricing as of right now upon recording. And if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps the channel to grow. Until next time, shut up and eat.